Sagittarius, greetings and salutations. We're going to jump right into your hopes, fears, and reality spread, okay? That's what we finna do. Let's go. Jesus. Oh, man. I don't usually say this on my channel, but are you dealing with a Virgo? And I say that because Virgo was several readings ago, and these two cards were very prominent in Virgo reading as well. But here you are. And I kind of like where this is going, honestly. Unlike the Virgo, where I didn't like where it went at all. In your hopes, you are hoping to drop the stress and anxiety and the people who take up the space in your head who don't like pay rent. You know what I'm talking about? And you are accepting the the chaos, right? You're accepting the chaos, and I'm not saying that the chaos feels good, okay? But you're recognizing that sometimes in order to rebuild, you have to tear things down, right? So something came into your life that made you go within and have a real deep conversation in regards to your ethics. I mean, you had to consult your moral compass and really, really, really look at your value system. And when that happened, it hurt. It hurt because you weren't being the person you really wanted to be. So you accept the fact that this painful situation happened and that there are some things that need to break down in order for you to rebuild. And it's been very, very stressful because you've been trying to figure out how to do it. And you're hoping to rise above the anxiety that comes along with all of this change. So you're accepting some very difficult change in your life, Sagittarius. Unlike Virgo, who's trying to avoid it. just say it. If this resonates with you, please go watch the Virgo read. Because the Virgo might be the other side of this, or they both might be helpful to you. I don't usually promote other readings on my channel, so I don't know how to say this, but it might resonate. In the fear position, there's a lot of fear and anxiety in regards to resources now. So it's almost like you fear counting your chickens before they hatch, right? Because the 6, here's this person giving away resources like, oh, I have so much, I have more to spare. But the 7 is the person waiting for the harvest to come in. So you see the obvious gap there. It's very, very possible that you could give more than you have. It's almost like overspending a paycheck. You know, I'm just trying to put this into like more modern terms than like people growing crops, because not everybody watching my channel is a farmer. If you are, hallelujah, we love you. But but everybody can relate to overspending a paycheck. You know what I mean? Like you've literally spent the paycheck, and now you got to wait 4 more days till payday, and what happens in between. You know what I mean? Um, that's what I get here. I get the getting ahead of yourself, thinking that the problem is already solved when there's obviously still some work that needs to be put into it, right? So don't go being the hero and the martyr when you still have to save a little something for yourself. The reality is there are endless possibilities for new growth when you accept this very difficult change, right? And the trick is to decide who you want to become, right? Because if you're changing an aspect of self, there's a lot of new opportunity and growth that comes with that. So you actually get to choose what seeds you want to plant. And oddly enough, now that I put it this way, there could be some fear and anxiety in what kind of seeds am I planting? I'm putting these things in. I get it, these are hands, but they're coming up from the ground. I'm putting these seeds into the ground. What is it really going to become? When can I expect this harvest? So, back to the reality of the situation is you have a lot of choices. You can plant tomato seeds, you can plant cucumber seeds, you can plant squash, you can plant flowers. What seed do you want to plant? Who do you want to grow into? That's the beauty about wiping the slate clean. Maybe it should be vice versa. Maybe the Virgo should watch the Sagittarius reading. I'm going to make a note in their description box. Just a second. Yep. The time for rest and contemplation is over. You've thought about this long and hard because you've been hoping a change will come in. Maybe that's why you're so good with it. Like you were beckoning change, or you've been in a cycle of change where there's just been constant change for a long time, that you're already at the point where you have more conclusions than questions. You've placed judgment on your own actions, not other people's. Maybe you were judging other people a little, and that's fine. We all do it from time to time. But mostly you were pointing that finger at yourself, right? And you can only benefit from that because you've already given the thought to how it affects your resources. And you recognize, because when I talk about resources, I'm talking about health, I'm talking about wealth, and I'm talking about time management, right? You recognize that all of those things are intertwined, and that is the key to abundance. If you can't have one, at least you can work on the other two in the meantime. And then when that third one comes in, one of them might be so good. It's kind of like learning the way it works. When I talk about resources, the word currency comes to mind. And people forget that the root to currency is current. It's meant to have ebbs and flows. It's meant to come in and come out. And it's what you do with it when it's there and when it's not that makes all the difference. So learning how to maintain some sort of stability with health, wealth, and time management, even when it's not readily available, is exactly what you're going for. It's not about having $1 million in the bank. It's about not worrying about paying your next bill, right? Just the comfortability of it. I like where your head's at, Sagittarius. You're accepting change. You have a healthy fear of overexpending yourself before the resources come in, right? You're exploring the opportunities of new growth. You've already contemplated and placed most of the judgment on yourself. There's nothing left here but to win. That's it. You're winning. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next time.